We are looking at the penultimate dungeon in this series, looking to try and help you stop brute forcing, understand it, and actually progress. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, Rachel here, back with another Godforge video, and today we're looking at the penultimate Ascension dungeon, Annwn. As always, if you feel like you have learnt something or take something away from this video, please do me a massive favour and hit the subscribe button down below. Now, Annwn is the Eternal Ascension dungeon, and I would imagine for most players who aren't spending or anything like that, probably the last Ascension dungeon that they're going to be looking into. We don't know how easy it's going to be to get Eternal Stones in the full game. However, just like all of the other Ascension dungeons, the basic puzzle to solve is block debuffs and cleanse, kill the side minions, kill the boss. So what does Annwn do? His basic attacks all enemies and places Faith down for 1 turn. Faith down, obviously reducing the amount of ultimate meter that you gain. His core ability is another AoE, placing speed down. So we can already see what this boss is trying to do. He's really just trying to slowly grind out our rotation and then overwhelm us eventually. But say block debuffs, very simple, can stop all this happening, and a cleanse. His ultimate removes all debuffs and places a barrier on the Desecrated Daimyo, that's him, and then reduces the divinity cost by 500. So the more he casts this, the less it's going to cost, and eventually he'll be doing it literally like every turn. So it's super important we reduce the amount of times he does this, perhaps bringing our own faith down in to slow that divinity gain. Particularly at higher levels, it's almost crucial. His first passive, increase the Desecrated Daimyo's divinity by 400 and heal for 10% max HP when attacked under a barrier. He is also immune to all disables. Now, fortunately, right now, from the kit we've seen, the only way he's going to get a barrier is from casting his ultimate. So if we stop that, we disable this. And yeah, we really don't want this online because he's going to slowly snowball out of control anyway with his ultimate meter. We don't want to give him more. The other thing you can do, of course, is look to remove the barrier, but I think we're better off preventing it from ever happening rather than getting to like a damage control state of mind. The second passive, activate Conqueror's Blade when attacked under barrier. Conqueror's Blade is his basic. The activate chance is reduced by 50% if the Desecrated Daimyo is not under speed up or faith up. So again, you've got two things to look at here. If you remove his barrier or he doesn't have one, again, this just is never going to come online. So happy days. If it is under a barrier, you want buff removal to reduce the chance of this happening. Again, I think we're better off just either removing the barrier entirely or not letting him get to have a barrier. Last 4 passives. In divinity reduction effects lose effectiveness each time you use it. Same with turn meter. He gains damage scaling when he activates his ultimate 5 times, and he is immune to effects that increase divinity costs. And acid blaze bleed are less effective, and he's immune to locks and charms. That is what he does. Now let's jump into a run, look at what the minions do before we talk about potential hero options for this fight. So here we are then in the boss fight, and let's take a look at what the minions do. So the first minion, the Desecrated Acolyte, attacks one enemy and places speed up on the Daimyo for 2 turns. And when he dies, he increases the divinity cost of the Desecrated Daimyo by 1,000. This is pretty good. We know that the boss has sort of scaling mechanics when he has a barrier up, which is only available from his ultimate. So the increasing the cost makes it less likely that the boss is going to get there, which is fantastic. Desecrated Guard then attacks one enemy and places Faith up on the Daimyo for 2 turns. And when he's defeated, reduce the divinity cost of the Daimyo to 0. Reduce the divinity cost, reduces the divinity meter to 0. So similar to Guan Yin's Lotus Temple, you want to kill this minion on the right, like as late as you can. Now that is easier said than done, don't get me wrong. In an ideal world, that's what we would be looking to do. And we'd be looking to kill this one on the left as soon as possible. So that's what I've done. And then in theory, I can't actually check, I don't think, that I have increased the divinity cost of his ultimate. And once those two are down, it's simply a case of just damage control. Playing it on manual can help you if you're struggling as well. For me, I'm going to keep it on manual just for the time being, because when he hits me, if he hits me, no, Wukong's follow-up attacks say no. But I was looking to keep the cleanse for when he placed the speed down or the faith down on me there. But it wasn't necessary, and that is stage 10 completed for the first time. So I'm just going to kind of run this off camera, see if we can get to the top, and then we'll come back and look at some hero choices. So I'm just doing a little stage 11 run just to see. The boss did manage to place speed down on us this time, so as an example, this is when I would use Isolde's Cleanse, so we can keep rotating and going back through. Now, it wasn't the speediest run, but we have done stage 12, which I believe is the highest stage. Yep, there we go. It took 41 turns, but we got there in the end. And there we are. So, who is going to shine in this encounter? Now, for the most part, is it exactly like all of the other Ascension dungeons, in that if you can stop those debuffs being placed on you, you're going to have a much easier time. And then it's just a case of killing the side minions, killing the boss. So, usual suspects come in lovely here. Isolde, once again, everybody gets her for free. She is a curated summon, so you can't not get her. She has the cleanse on her ultimate ability. It also pushes your turn meter by 15%, and a further 5% if a debuff is removed from the ally, so 20% for everybody. You've also got the likes of Unkesselman, who can cleanse. Ninsun also has it on her core. And then Ixchel, I believe, also has it on her core too. So those are going to be like your three most accessible options. Oh, and Vesna, it's on her ultimate as well. After that, we're then looking at legendary units as well. Things like Marduk and Enki, both Eka Eternals are options for you. There are a few out there. The other thing you can do is, rather than cleansing or reacting to having debuffs placed on you, you can just take the preventative approach and make sure you have block debuffs. And once again, you'll find that we're going to see the usual suspects. Unkesselman, once again, is fantastic in here. She's definitely probably the best, most accessible option. Ninsun, once again, does it on her ultimate. So if you're looking for an epic, Ninsun could be a nice one. Chunga has it on her ultimate too. She's a pretty decent healer. Her core brings resistance up as well, so whilst not a cleanse, going to make it harder for the boss to land those debuffs on you initially. Inari only gets the block debuffs when she is awakened level 3, and then it becomes available on her core. So that's going to be more of a long-term investment, although Inari is a fantastic hero. Mabon does have it, but he's so low value, I just would not ever build him ever, personally. Aslaug also has it on her core as well, block debuffs, and increases your turn meter. And then lastly, you have Debrinya. And then when we look at legendary options, you've got Amaterasu, who has it on her core, also placing Radiance as well, so it's like super good. As I mentioned, we've spoken about him as a cleanser, but he also just has block debuffs built into the same ability. Elabog is another option. He's going to be super hard to get, but he also has it on his core, placing block debuffs, and Stalwart, obviously, they're only interested in the block debuffs. He's a fantastic support unit, and probably the only way in the game currently that you're able to get rank 3 buffs. Metzli does both as well. She's more accessible, and some of you may have chosen her from the minigame, moving 2 debuffs and placing block debuffs, so she feels both roles as well, which is very nice. I think Sochi Quetzal might place something as well. Yep, Sochi Quetzal has it on her ultimate as well. Starting to learn all the characters here in real time. And that is it for sort of support units to sort of deal with the debuffs the boss is placing. Now, if you are unfortunate enough where you're not able to kill the boss before he gets to his ultimate, you can go down the sort of remove shield barrier reduction route, which there's no filters for, but I will go through it with you now so you can see. And the first option we're going to look at is X to Bay. Now, we're starting with her because she is a login reward. Can't remember if it's 60 or 90 days. I want to say 90. But it's not something you get right off the bat. She does need to be Awakened level 5 to do it. But it says also remove the hero shield and barrier, then steal one random buff. So yeah, it's a long way to go. But long term, if you're not able to, if you have no one else and you're not able to kill the boss before he ults, this is an avenue you can go down. As you can see, we're less than 2 weeks in, and I'm just about managing it. Although it might be due to sort of sped up resources from the beta, but it is locked into her passive. So when she is attacking enemy under charm, she'll increase the duration of a random debuff, as well as then remove shield and barrier. So that is one option. The other option, I believe, is Mordred. But again, it is baked into Awakenings, and it's on Awakening 3. So slightly easier to get in terms of amount of copies of Mordred required. But he is not like a guaranteed in any way. So, arguably could be seen as harder potentially from that regard. But yeah, if the target's under Confuse or Corrupt, remove their shield or barrier before attacking, and that is built into his ultimate. So those are the two most sort of accessible options for you. The less accessible options, we're going to start with Moctezuma. Now, he is so frustrating in adventure mode. He has it on his core, so he attacks all enemies before each hit, has a 75% chance to remove barrier and shield from each target, so that is one avenue you can go down. The other one is someone that people might have chosen from the minigame rewards. If you build him strong hit, he will remove shield and barrier from the target, but you've got to try and get a 100% strong hit chance to make this reliable, and we don't know exactly how reliable that is long term to be able to achieve that. But if you can put precision on him, or you can leverage his passive, you can basically turn that into a 100% chance. And that is it for the remove barrier options. After that, just any kind of damage dealer will help you get through it. You saw who I used today. Obviously, I have Wukong on this account and Zippe Totek. Those are the two people I've been leaning on heavily. Use whichever damage dealer you want. If you're finding you're not killing things quick enough, basic team building fundamentals, bringing defense down, can help you get through that. Attack down can reduce the damage coming at you. And then if we're really worried about the boss using his ultimate, look for divinity reduction or faith down effects. So someone like Himiko, for example, or Izanagi. Those are both two that just come to the top of my head. Let me just pull them up so you can see. Izanami, rather. So there we go. She has faith down on her basic. She's also reducing turn meter if they're under faith down. So there is that. Unfortunately, she only removes shield, so not an option for the removal part. Himiko is the other way around. She's got faith down on her core as well. So, and she can increase the debuff duration of that face down if it's the only one placed, which is quite nice. You've also got the likes of Anubis, who places face down. Scylla Catslin is a rare option on the Disruptor as well, placing it on all enemies. So there are a few out there, although less of them. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you found it useful, please do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. We're so close to 2,100 now. It'd be nice to break that milestone. Even though we've already beaten the goal of 2,000 for the beta, 2,100's just got a better feel to it. So we need 8 more of you to do that. So that would be fantastic. And yeah, take care, look after yourselves, work hard, but as always, play harder. And I'll see you in another one soon. Cheers.